But in reality, startups are experiments of business models, right? So you're building something that, if it works and if it can scale, and it by definition should scale, that's why it's different from, a neighborhood shop, which may be very profitable, but we don't call that a startup, right? Startups are attempts to make a business scalable. That's why we're working with companies like Orido, because technology, that's what it's all about, right? All of us. Um, the, the reality is that it's not very easy to do that in places like Algeria. Not because there's anything wrong with your country or with this country, it's a great place, but it's, you know, skills, the reality is that skills necessary to build successful tech businesses are not as present in the countries that we deal with. Not in the Middle East, not in Europe, actually. In Europe, it's a big problem as well. In Eastern Europe, it's a really big problem. So it's very important to build these communities and to bring those resources, bring those skills. And that's what I do. Investors, they become mentors. That's what's really important. And money is never like, I don't know if you guys have this here in Algeria. I've heard this in Europe many, many times. People say that, oh, we just need money. In our ecosystem, we don't have enough investors. In reality, the European Union, for instance, is spending now hundreds of millions and totally billions of euros at startups. And it's not, it helps people learn, obviously, but it's not about the money as such. It's about what this money can buy, right? So
core businesses they have. They are kind of getting money out of SMS, about data, and out of communication in general. But we all know that this is not something that is sustainable in the future because it's decreasing in terms of the income. So most of the telcos of the world, and Orido is one of them, is looking at new ways to generate money. And this is a very nice place to learn from you guys and see what you guys are doing because you're the future of the businesses. And not only when can be in communication, can be in IT in general. So I'm here to learn and trying to give you my tips as well. I've been working in Telefonica in many countries. I've been in touch with European countries, Latin American countries, and also been working in Qatar for a couple of years, in Oman as well. And to give you a tip because I'm also I try to be entrepreneur a couple of times, and so in my opinion, it's very important for you to have a clear business model, to have a clear business idea, and also to get to know your customer. You cannot try to generate revenues from everyone. You just need to picture who is going to be your main customer, who is going to bring you the money at the end, and not just the money. You need to think on this guy, on this specific person that is going to use your application and your business, and try to make them happy because if not, they're not going to come back. So this is something you can think about. I'm sure. I mean, I've seen very good ideas. I think you're working in the right directions, quite in line with most of the reports in the industry where the money is. So well done, and